So if you're a Republican or a conservative, yesterday was a really good day. A really bad day for the DNC. There was, besides the worst nightmares coming true for the DNC and the mainstream media with Elon Musk and Donald Trump, there was a few other things that happened yesterday. We had more evidence of AI photos being used at Kamala Harris rallies. Audio evidence coming out showing that it didn't look like Biden had COVID a few weeks ago. It was a medical emergency. Laura Loomer had released that on X. I haven't gotten a chance to look into it yet, but there was something where a Republican office in Virginia was broken into. And I'm not exactly sure what that's about yet, but I'm sure that's going to be damning as well. And a couple other things. But basically what I want to talk about is the Elon Musk and Donald Trump interview. That was pretty big. That was huge. At the time, there was 1.3 million people just on that Spaces alone. And Elon Musk had reported within like 10 hours, there was over 1 billion with a B, views worldwide. They tried everything to stop this interview from happening. The European Commission, can't remember exactly what they're called. European Commission of some sort, I'm sure anybody who's on X has seen. There was a letter that was sent out to Musk, pretty much all threatening him in a nice way, basically saying, shut it down, don't do this. I haven't seen Musk's reply, but I did hear about it, and he pretty much, well, in a nice way, told him to F off. And then the DDoS attack. For anybody that did watch the interview live, seen that they experienced a massive DDoS attack, which is a distributed denial of service. If anybody doesn't really know what that means, I mean, you could Google it to find out. But to give you a basic example, picture taking a 5-gallon barrel of water with a funnel and trying to pour it into a 1-gallon container in one shot. It overloads, it overflows. So it overflowed the server. Although Musk took care of it and got that fixed up real quick. The interview carried on by about 8:30. They covered a lot of issues. I believe that's Donald Trump's longest interview he's ever done. It lasted, I believe, just a minute or two over 2 hours. They covered a lot of ground, a lot of important issues. That was what you'd refer to as a big boy interview. Big boys talking. Very highly intelligent. I know to a lot of us that are Donald Trump fans, feel that we may have heard a lot of this information out of Trump before. But you do have to keep in mind, there was 1 billion people that have seen it now. So what was every day to us was new to somebody else. And he needed that type of platform to get his message out. And that was really, really huge yesterday. So that was really, really big, explosive. And today is going to be a very interesting day. I'm sure we're going to see lots of meltdowns, lots of fact checks. And I mean, I'm sure a lot of you, whoever would stumble across this video, are probably like me. And if you need to fact check something, that means it's probably true. So, I mean, they covered, obviously, the border, which was huge. Inflation, the cost of food. What was it that Elon, because Trump at the beginning was doing majority of the talking, but then Elon really jumped in the second half of it, especially when it came to climate change, which again, yes, I get a little sarcastic myself when it comes to climate change, but I do like his point of view on it because it's realistic. He's telling people there's no need to panic right now. It doesn't mean to be complacent either. He didn't say this in his own words, but paper straws and wooden forks aren't the answer. It comes to clean, renewable energy. And he really hit a lot of important points on that yesterday. A lot of people I seen in comments that were flying by are pretty much all asking, like, you know, can Elon be Trump's like Secretary of Energy or whatnot? I think that would be awesome. I think Trump does have a lot of plans for his cabinet. Once he's in there, he will get in there. I think he's probably going to have the strongest presidential cabinet we've ever seen in history. There's just so many of the right people on his side. And there's a few important things that he touched on, a few powerful things that Elon said yesterday. He made it clear to everybody that he's not a Republican. He's not a far-right guy. He refers to himself as a moderate Democrat. But the thing is, he's a moderate Democrat with common sense. And that's the important thing about this election coming up, is common sense is where it's at. It doesn't matter if you're blue or red, right or left. It's, look at the past 4 years. It's terrible. It's terrible. Like, again, I don't expect many people to bump into this video. So I will state it again, that I live in Canada, and I can't even stress how important it is that Donald Trump gets back in office. It's not just a country issue. Donald Trump is needed back on the world stage. He is much more important than a lot of people will give him credit for. A lot of people know. A lot of people on the right obviously know this. A lot of people on the left know this, but for their own selfish reasons don't want him back in office. But one thing that Elon said yesterday was pretty powerful. Besides stating to the world that he's a moderate Democrat, and he's a moderate Democrat that believes Donald Trump offers prosperity and Kamala Harris offers the opposite. Now, again, with Kamala Harris, we're not watching a presidential campaign. We're watching a movie production. That is a line from J.D. Vance that I'm happily stealing because it makes total sense. There's evidence out there showing that her crowds are not the size that they state they are. I myself have used, I'm sure like many of you have used AI. I've used Stable Diffusion, Focus. I can see it in the pictures. These pictures are terrible AI jobs. A lot of cover-ups in the stadiums with acoustic curtains to try and trap in the sound. Now, why are they doing all this? The polls say that Kamala Harris is ahead. That's simply not true. It is simply not true. If you want to follow any poll that's the most accurate, look at Rasmussen. If she was really leading, why would they have tried to stop this interview? That's what you really have to question. So, I just wanted to put a quick thought out there. What I thought about this interview. I thought it was powerful. If anybody has not seen it yet, I suggest that you go see it today. You'll find it everywhere. Millions of streamers streamed it. It's already over 1 billion views worldwide. And it's a powerful message that needs to be heard. I think a lot of independents and moderates just tilted towards Donald Trump's side after this interview. And this is what we really needed. So, again, I know early voting starts soon. Get out there, vote, bring people with you to vote. Don't get complacent. This is something that has to be done. You got to look at it like you're 10 points down at all times. Don't get complacent. Today's going to be a fun day, guys. See you soon.